What's up? What's up? What's up? It's your boy Domuto. We back with another video today. Watching Ultra Vegeta kills Light, fifth of the fifth strongest. All right, Ultra Vegeta is finally back, and yeah, we ready to get into it, man. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, and there you go. Now y'all see me keep looking up. I'm watching the playoff games.
So our story continues with Ultra Vegito, the God Killer, finally having left the Pyramid of Power after 20 plus years of training inside, where on the outside, no more than 10 days would have passed. As he walks out, a noticeable difference is seen in the legendary warrior, as his eyes, now inexplicably, glow a violent glowing red, complete with red lightning surrounding him. All this while, he remains still in just what looks like base. And watching on in pure shock that he has finally arrived outside and looking more confident than ever, Seraphim Goku and true demon of destruction Vegeta would just remain still, not able to even believe their own eyes. Goku, however, trying his best to say something, anything, would just mutter, "But Vegito, it's you. You finally finished, huh?
Yeah.
Are you sure you're ready?" But a laughing Vegito just responds, "Am I ready? Interesting question. I feel like I've been ready for this moment for millennia. Son Goku."
Ah, shit.
Huh? But this referral to him so formally would take Goku aback, normally used to being called Kakarot by Vegito for the last 20 years, as he says, "Son Goku? You don't normally call me that. Is everything alright, Vegito?" But Vegeta would take something far more serious and concerning from the slight differences in Vegito, as he would think internally with a vein of pure fear. "Wait a minute! This is Vegito? Why is his presence so different now? His energy, it's changed. All I can sense is bloodlust, even when he's talking to Kakarot. Is this really him? Or is it Lucifer?" Overconfident brat. But while Vegito would talk to his better halves, from afar, Yamoshi would observe before calling out, "Sorry to interrupt your little reunion, but what now, God Killer? It's all well and good making your cool little appearance, but I'm sure you're well aware the fifth is far from finished. You've only just angered him more. What will you do now?
We'll see about that.
Absorb us all now to defeat him? If so, do it quickly. It's only a matter of time before he recovers." But looking behind with a cocky smirk, Vegito would seem more dismissive than expected, as he just lets out, "Yamoshi, third of the 5 strongest. You look a little different to how I remember you. You worry far more, too. Fear not, dear Saiyan. Fusion with you all is unnecessary for now. I'll take care of this child as I am now.
Oh shit.
This won't even be a warm-up for me."
Oh shit.
But hearing this and Vegito's strange new mannerisms, Broly too would become increasingly concerned, as he begins to think, his confidence, it's grown. It's greater than Gogeta's was. Why? Surely he must realize all of us here had failed, including his 2 training partners. Yet here he is, talking to us like he's met us for the first time. Something is not right here. Right on. But conversely, not too far away, the young-looking GT Goku would just be smiling, blissfully unaware of everyone's fears as he places his hands on his hips and says, "I should have known you'd make an entrance like that. You love to show off, don't you, Vegito? You've definitely got the same timing as us, that's for sure." While pretending to be ungrateful and unimpressed GT Vegeta would just grunt with his arms folded. "You got lucky. We were this close to dealing with him ourselves. If it wasn't for that damn fusion time limit. You really need to give us a pair of those Batara one of these days. I'm tired of not finishing the job." But all thoughts and requests would soon come to a pause.
Oh, shit.
When out in the distance, Dark would finally emerge with a vengeful roar, as he powers up with an almighty aura screaming,
"You damn mortals! I'm done with all this madness!"
having now been taken for surprise for the third time. As gritting his teeth, he would stare over to his assailant, grumbling,
Okay, Piston.
"What worm came out now? Another copycat demon or copycat seraphim? Just give me the damn God Killer!" Before once more, unable to contain his anger, Dark would just flex his gigantic aura, sending wind and debris everywhere and far beyond. Guess who's back? Where does this kid get all his power from? Leaving both Seraphim Goku and Vegeta to just watch on cautiously, as they are forced to cover themselves from the force of Dark yet again, pushing his boundaries even further. Light! You damn fool! As so too would both Broly and Yamoshi brace themselves, with Light's former teacher in particular commenting, "You've let Dark take full control now. There's no going back. If you don't die now, then the whole multiverse will suffer his wrath."
Hey, Vegeta got this, bro. Get off his dick, bro.
But of course, with his piercing red eyes, Vegito would have no fear at all. A smirk on his face, as if inviting the power increase, just happy to see the fifth wasn't that easy to beat, as he lets out, "Oh, I sense more power than expected. He's still hiding something. But don't worry, the wait is finally over for you. The God Killer is indeed here now. Dark." What? But hearing Vegito call the fifth by name, Goku would begin to wonder, wait, how does Vegito know Dark's name already? No one said it yet. Has he met him before? But regardless of the mystery surrounding how Vegito is talking now, Dark himself would begin to take notice of his words, replying, "What's this? Now you two claim to be the God Killer? I've heard that enough from the likes of you deceitful Saiyans." Before Dark would then raise his hand up slowly, continuing, "And you look even less interesting than the rest. Where's your multicolored hair? Where are your wings? No horns?" Pathetic. You can die just as fast as you have arrived, worm. Before finally outstretching his palm fully out and saying, if the God Killer truly is among you, he will save you now. As instantly, Dark would then callously fire out a high-powered energy wave straight towards Vegito, Goku, and Vegeta. Save me? You've got it wrong. It's me who saves the God Killer. As with that strange line let out, Vegito would just smile as his eyes begin to pulsate and glow. And just like that, with no hesitation, with simply just a bob of his head, Vegito would dodge entirely Dark's beam, letting it shoot off straight behind and into the distance. But on collision, it would seem not to hit just any piece of rock or landscape, as instead it would reach where the Pyramid of Power was located, blowing it up instantly. As in the aftermath, only wreckage and destruction remained, with no more entry possible. And Dark, though emotionless looking, would seemingly sound satisfied, saying, well, no God Killer came, but at least I've eliminated the chance of any more of you mortals coming out and claiming you are him.
You scared, nigga?
I should have done this from the start. But it would also seem that the God Killer himself would hardly be bothered either, as pointing backwards, he would just say in response, oh good, I was dreading having to go through the trouble of flat packing that all up. And even better, that I didn't plan on ever having to use it again either. You're a good kid, Dark. As following this, the God Killer would then begin to vanish, much to the surprise of Vegeta behind him, only to arrive perfectly in front of the draped in black electricity Dark without a shred of worry. As the equally flinchless Dark would just stare back at the insolence, not letting out a word. Until finally, the two would meet face to face, the fifth of the five strongest and his long-awaited prey, Ultra Vegito.
Oh shit.
The God.
It might be the thumbnail right here, y'all.
As with their eyes locked and staring into one another, unblinking, Dark would say,
Thumbnail.
so,
Yeah, I remember that
dare next to waste my time? You're either a fool, or you truly are the God Killer. To which Vegito, looking down smirking, would just respond, my dear boy, I guess there's only one way to find out for sure, right? Just try not to extend yourself too much. I'm sure you've exhausted enough of your energy as is, trying so hard against these weaklings.
Do not talk down to me like that!
These words, however,
shit.
perhaps on purpose, immediately just serve to trigger the short-fused fifth before...
Damn.
With a violent close-range blast, almost like a sucker punch, Dark would instantly blast Vegito point blank, as his entire skull is lost in the light as if erased on the spot. Just another imposter. As in the aftermath, Dark just seeing plumes of smoke and smelling charred flesh in the air would just await to see what devastating damage he had done. But as the dust would begin to settle, slowly but surely, the neck of the God Killer would become visible. Until...
Ah, shit.
Imposter? I guess you could say that.
as Vegito would inevitably then emerge with his grin wide as ever and his demonic eyes just staring through the smoke before... With an unseen level of speed, the God Killer would then grab Dark straight by his throat, before long lifting him into the air like the child he is. Dark would then just yell, seemingly helpless against his strength and grip, "Get your dirty hands off me!" As now, baring his teeth, he would begin grumbling as he fruitlessly tries to remove Vegito's hands. Why isn't he budging?
'Cause he's strong.
He's like a statue! But Vegito would just continue to smile, enjoying the fifth struggle, as he would say, "Oh, come on. Really? This is what you struggle with? With your height, surely you would have dealt with this your entire life. Come on, show me why they fear you as the fifth of the five strongest.
He on your ass.
How will you escape this?" Shut up! Shut up! As suddenly screaming a blood-curdling Dark scream, Dark would lose himself in an uncontrollable rage, as the entire background behind him would turn pitch black, and black lightning would begin to encompass not only his body, but attack Vegito's too. That's the way. Show me what's really inside you. Don't mind me. I'm enjoying the breeze. As the darkened God Killer would just continue his grip, seemingly completely unfazed as his eye contact ceases to break.
Wait, so I'm confused. Hold on. Bad time to stop it. I'm confused. So he obviously had Goku and Vegeta's power because he got their fusion. So when he separate from them, does he not have their power? Obviously, he still got the God's power and the angel's power. I mean, the destruction, the God of Destruction's powers and the angel's powers, and all the randoms and shit. But I don't know. Y'all explain that to me down below.
All the while, Dark's power would continue to skyrocket to all new heights in the face of all new adversity, with the entire landscape falling prey also, with black lava spurting from the very ground as if summoned from another dimension. Huh? What's going on? And Seraphim Goku, sensing the marked change in atmosphere and power level of Dark, as he comments in a panicked voice, "Vegito, what are you planning? You're just making him angrier! You're making him stronger! Don't let him do this!" That damn fool! As GT Vegeta, in his more wise state, would raise his fist in anger and let out conversely, "He's too far gone! He's lost it! All that time in the pyramid has driven him mad! All he lusts for now is the thrill of battle! I was the same against Cell!"
You will all regret the Age of Darkness!
Oh, shit.
As suddenly, after screaming this, Dark would undergo an unexpected change, as his hair would spike further and grow longer in a very familiar fashion. Oh, now what's this? Causing an amused Vegito, still holding on, watching the entire transformation take place right before his eyes and in the palm of his hands, to then make the connection too, saying, "Screaming, powering up and growing your hair? You sure you aren't really a Saiyan, Dark? Father would be proud."
Oh, shit.
Enough. As instantly, then
shit.
as if ending his own transformation,
You might be a Saiyan.
everything would come to a head as Dark, with an all-new set of glowing white halo eyes, begins to make his move. Suddenly gripping the Godkiller's forearm tightly, now no longer fretting in the slightest. Before lifting his arm high up into the air and just coldly letting out, "No mortal should ever be this close to a deity, and this arm shall now eternally serve as a reminder." As instantly,
Chopped it off.
like cutting through
This
the
nigga,
air,
boom.
the newly powered up Dark would then immediately slice straight through
Okay, Nuggets.
the arm of the famed Godkiller. Ouch, I guess. Vegito! I told you! Oh no! What are we gonna do now? As Broly, Yamoshi, and GT Goku would then in return react in total shock, having never seen Vegito in this predicament before, but of course, it would be a different story for Vegito. As sadistically staring at his now profusely bleeding stump of an arm as it pours out crimson liquid, he would just comment, "It's been a while since I last saw my own blood. Well done, Dark. With this at least, you have lived up to your name. But I get the feeling you didn't do much research before coming into this battle.
Like, nigga, this nigga is
I'm
Majin.
afraid this won't be the reminder you think it is." Is that so? I'm sure I'll survive. But unbothered, Dark would just proceed to remove the severed arm of Vegito before dropping it on the ground before him like discarded trash. Instantly jumping back now, taking no chances and gaining distance between him and the Godkiller. Now, this charade ends here. You have proven yourself the one true Godkiller. For that, you will receive a death worthy of your sins.
Oh,
Those
shit.
that die by my hand shall live in eternal darkness forever. Darkness? How scary. But regardless, like a programmed robot, there would be no change in the Godkiller's mannerisms, as he just continues walking forward with his blood leaking and splattering onto the floor, saying, "If you knew who you really were talking to right now, you'd know. I've suffered worse fates than darkness, and for longer than you have even existed,
Ooh.
child. Even now, some would say I'm still in prison, but not for long." As with yet another strange outburst, the Godkiller would then proceed to pick up his severed hand, and instantly begin reattaching it using Boo's powers that remain within him. Until finally, with his arm good as new, he would just inspect it with a smile, saying,
Man,
"This body, it truly is remarkable. Maybe my greatest vessel yet. You will love becoming part of it too in due time, Dark."
Shit.
But
shit.
hearing
Here
this,
we go again.
Dark would have little to say, only thinking to himself, "Vessel, this mortal may have become more corrupted by Lucifer than I first thought. What on earth was Zeno and Dai thinking, allowing him to train for so long? Surely they could have erased this entire galaxy at any time.
Yeah.
What foolishness. No matter. It always came down to me anyway." Silent
Zeno,
treatment,
freaky
Dark.
ass.
Well, that's fine with me. We can get down to business. As Vegito, just taking Dark's silence as a call to start fighting, would then begin cracking his knuckles as he inches closer and closer to the fifth, his most powerful foe yet, and what should be his greatest challenge too. He's fast. And in a show of not only intense eagerness, but also ridiculous speed, Dark would immediately close the gap, rushing straight forward with his fist pulled back,
This could be
impressing
thumbnail too.
even Vegito. But definitely still not fast enough. That is until ducking his head down, the God Killer would just clench his own fist, confident that he would react accordingly in time anyway.
Damn.
I'm done with your cockiness! As undeterred, Dark would just continue on, about to launch his fist. But in the end,
he's matching his
just
strength.
as he would fully extend, with his teeth bared, giving it his all, Vegito would be right there to meet
Like he in his base form
their
too.
fists colliding, but with a totally different look on the God Killer's countenance, as he grins from ear to ear. But regardless of Vegito's expression, the result of the two powerhouses simply colliding fists would create a simply gigantic explosion of energy that would dwarf the rest of the Saiyans who watch on tantalizingly.
Hold on, yo.
Vegito! What power? I can only imagine what our timeline would be like now if we held power like this. As each duo of Saiyans from all different universes, parts of history, and timelines would each share their own reaction of shock and awe at the two almighty powers. But from there, both warriors would then begin to vanish, but not before one
Probably
more
already
final
cooked.
exchange as the God Killer would let out, "I like this. You hit harder than Gogeta. To tell you the truth, I didn't expect you to even be stronger than Kakarot. Consider me impressed. A worthy appetizer before I taste the priest's blood." But Dark, sensing just how belittling Vegito's comments are, overlooking him already, would then yell in retaliation, "Dai is my victim, and you will be the reward I give to get his attention. Just you wait, mortal!" And just like that, their fierce battle would pick up in pace, as Dark's elbow would collide next with Vegito's knee, before using his free leg to launch a roundhouse straight at the head of Dark, who to his credit actually manages to duck down just in time, making Vegito miss. And with a side eye looking to Vegito, he would comment, "You may finally be the God Killer, but you strangely fight just like the rest of those Saiyans. Predictable, lower life forms." To which Vegito, amused, would reply, "Well, I am the fusion of two of them, and that last guy you fought is basically me with a different haircut." Astute observation,
different
kid,
version of him, yeah.
But don't think I haven't got any other tricks up my sleeve. Don't think there will be time to show them, mortal! As Dark, wanting to end this soon, would just instantly power up another black ball of concentrated energy within his palm before firing off a column of energy ferociously once more at Vegito's face. But this time, the God Killer would be the one to dodge, ducking down just like Dark did. But with one key difference. What? As soon as the God Killer would weave, he would instantly counter with what looks like an uppercut, knocking the Fifth's arm straight up and taking him completely by surprise. As the God Killer would then let out ominously, "I may fight like those clowns over there, but you're just like every god I faced. No defense and ready to be sliced up." What the hell is that? As soon it would be revealed, in Vegito's hand would be the Godslayer blade itself, fully extended and ready to make good on his earlier statement. As Vegito would then slash the Godslayer blade straight across Dark, who would defend with his previously impenetrable light shield. How? But of course, for the first time ever, that shield would find its weakness in Vegito's unstoppable blade, as a shortcut would then appear on the shocked Fifth's arm. But the pain would not stop there, as Vegito would then quickly move on to knee the young-looking god straight onto his chin, with Vegito yelling after him, "You haven't got time to be tending to your wounds, kid. Keep your eyes right here."
Come on, Dark. You were talking all that shit just a minute ago.
As Dark's anger would build in his new form, it would mean little in the face of Vegito, as not stopping for a minute, the God Killer would then roughly grab Dark by the skull and then, in a familiar move Vegito would often use to knock out his godly opponents, he would smash the Fifth directly onto the ground below with a thunderous collision, as he lets out coyly, "Not only do you gods all fight the same, you all die the same too." But in this instance, something would actually be different, as the God Killer would look down. "Speedy little rat, aren't you?" As Dark would be revealed to no longer even be there, having escaped what seems the very last second. And soon enough, in the distance behind Vegito, Dark would come skidding across the ground, moving at destructive speed. "Damn you!" But even with his escape, his hatred would only be just building, as clenching his fist forward, he would let out, "I am nothing like what you have seen before. Not even die could defeat me as I am now, you wretched creature!"
Said I can't.
Ooh. Piquing Vegito's interest momentarily as he turns his head and asks, "And what makes you so sure about that? I'd be awfully disappointed if that were the case. But then again, I've fought him before and know different. You're not even in his league."
Dare you! I will show both of you the Age of Darkness!
As furiously using his rage to fuel his power once again, with a huge roar and flexing what little muscle mass he has, Dark would power up even further beyond. And from there, a skirmish would take place between the two, with Dark launching multiple punches at first, followed by key beams, until finally the two would rush in at each other. But only for the God Killer to duck beneath and be the victor of the train. In every scenario, Vegito would maintain his smile, truly just playing with the fifth of the 5 strongest.
Yeah, he fucking with you,
and
bro.
all this while still just in base.
He is in base. That's
And
the fucked up
indeed,
part.
once the aftermath of the battle had been settled, with smoke and destruction rising all over, only one warrior would remain defeated on the ground, with only one eye barely open and seemingly half his face beaten into submission. With the God Killer then finally revealed to be standing over him, with one foot disrespectfully on his
Damn, Rush.
chest, just letting out,
Alright.
"No, I don't quite think the Grand Priest would be this weak. That wouldn't make for a very entertaining story at all. You're just another god who overestimates themselves. Tell me, how does it feel to be humbled by a mortal? You will be the one humbled in the end. Zeno will erase you."
Ben, hold on, I'm sorry. Ben Simmons is airballing a little push shot. I'm sorry. Oh, that nigga Ben Simmons is fucking ass. Anyway.
But Vegito, hearing this, will just continue to blankly smile as he responds, "You know what? I feel like I've heard enough from this dark side of you. Maybe Light will have something more interesting to say." Before the God Killer would just then turn around, looking to 2 Saiyans in particular, and saying, "Hey, you two, Son Goku and Vegeta from the future, turn back into Gogeta, will you? I have a task for you." Us? Immediately confusing the 2 Saiyans, given how clearly this battle was over already. But regardless, as some time would pass, the two would oblige, and stepping next to Vegito's foot would be a familiar one. And of course, it would be revealed as Gogeta, who would look to his counterpart and say, "So, what is it you want from me again, Vegito? To which Vegito, still with his foot firmly planted on Dark's torso, would then reply,
He just
"Create for
Dark.
me that fancy attack of yours. The one you used to annoy me with in the pyramid. The one that erases negative energy. Star Trek Voyager, was it?" To which Gogeta, now summoning the divine-looking multicolored ball of energy in his hand, would reply, "Stardust Breaker, you mean?"
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's the one. Before Vegito would then instantly begin reaching his hand closer and closer towards it with an air of confidence. Whoa! No way! As suddenly, without any training needed, the God Killer would just
he is pretty
instantly
much just
take
an alternate
hold of
version
the
of you. You should be able to
Stardust
use it.
Breaker for himself, surprising Gogeta in the process with his genius, while a smirking Vegito would just comment, "Why so surprised? We're made of the same two clowns. It's only natural I can do what you can do." Before then quickly raising his
Come on,
energy
Westbrook,
ball
hit three,
containing
nigga.
hand into the air
Fuck.
and firmly looking down at Dark, saying finally, "Now, let's just see if your other half can save your soul. Goodbye for now, Dark." What? As Vegito would then
You better
slowly
separate 'em.
press the Stardust Breaker directly onto Dark's now wide-eyed
experiment.
face, instantly beginning to erase parts of his coloration before... In a wave of black particles breaking off from his skin, Dark would return back to his former self.
Back to light.
Well, there we go. Light, I assume. It's nice to meet you. My name is Luce Vegito. Tell me, what do you know about the priest and Zeno? Say something useful, and I may spare your life. I'm only interested in Dark's power anyway. Fine, I'll tell you one thing. And with what little energy he has left, Light would actually begin saying something until... In a
it at him.
disgusting and final disrespecting show of defiance, Light would just spit onto Vegito's face, the mass of blood accumulating in his mouth, before screaming, "I'll tell you, you will meet your end soon, mortal!"
That's how you feeling?
Well, you had your chance. But ultimately, this final line would be shut up there and then, as Vegito would then violently grab the child's skull as energy pours out instantly and into the body of the God Killer. And just like that, faster than ever, Light would be left dead, and without a morsel of energy left of his almighty divine energy.
Damn, sucked him
And
up.
Vegito, seemingly not even reacting to it, would then just vanish, arriving quickly now beside the unmoving body of Makoto, which was stabbed
about to say something about
ages
him.
ago and perhaps already dead. As standing over the body for a while, observing it, the God Killer would just say not even a word, as Makoto would remain seemingly not even breathing. But regardless of all of this, Vegito would then move his arm back and simply say, "Stop playing dead. You're fooling no one. And just like that, the fourth two would have all his energy drained within an instant, as he screams, realizing his plan to get away silently had been foiled.
You're all
and
top
in the
5
end,
power.
the newly powered up
Now he need the
Vegito
Grand
would
Priest.
then just be seen walking, leaving the scene. Now with all 12 destroyers, 11 angels, and 5 members of the strongest in his arsenal. With a smirk on his face, he would say to the rest, "All right, the time has finally come, boys. Zeno and the Grand Priest, their reign ends here."
Ooh. He about to suck
And
them
just
niggas
like
up again.
that, in one final dramatic scene, all 6 legendary Saiyans would be seen walking towards their future, their final hunt and final battle,
Tough ass
ready
pick, though.
to plan their next
Fire
move
ass pick.
and bring an end to the rule of the gods, and hopefully find a way to bring back their family and loved ones. The final battle is on the horizon, the final confrontation, and the next chapter is simply unmissable. But that was it for today's video, guys.
Fire ass chapter. Dark was damn dark. I thought you put a better fight than that, man. Vegeta just came in and just took your shit, bro. Easy, no problem. Hey, no. Royal Guards, you next, nigga. Probably. Then Grand Priest. It might be both. I don't know. I don't know what order it is. I didn't look ahead. But shout out to CallMeARJ, man, for this video, man. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and check out the last chapter right here. Check out another video you might like right here, and I'll catch y'all next time. Peace.